Hey, it's Paul. Welcome back to B&B Talk. I need you to do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Just go down there and hit it. Tons to cover on this one. This is sort of a big episode, so I'm going to jump right into it. First thing we see is Liam, and he's talking to Steffy about the video, and they're going over it, and he says that there's no way that The Rock can be seen in the video. Now, this is sort of deflating to Steffy, and Liam says, he wishes Wyatt had deleted the video. And then Steffy gets sort of fed up, and she says there's no way that she wants to let Ivy control her life, and she's saying, let the chips fall where they may. And then Ridge shows up, and so they're interrupted. After that, we see Ivy, and she's with Quinn, and Quinn is going over her design, and she totally cops an attitude with Quinn. In fact, she kind of gets into her face. And then at that point, Wyatt and Ivy inform Quinn that Ivy's going to be the new face of Forrester now, or at least they think. And this comes out of left field, and Quinn doesn't understand why they're so bold about this. And Wyatt says that it might be a good idea that they keep Steffy out of the limelight. So this is his reasoning for Quinn. And then Deacon shows up, and he sees the attitude. He wants to know what Quinn did, obviously assuming she did something to make Ivy this way. And he also asks Quinn to cut her some slack because she just lost her cousin. So he chalks it up to that. And after that, we see everyone show up at a meeting at Ridge's office to decide the face of Forrester. And Ridge does what you think he's going to do, and he appoints Steffy as the face of Forrester. And this is not going over well with Ivy and Wyatt. And Ivy basically claims nepotism, and Wyatt then talks sort of forcefully about how Steffy's profile should be dialed back because of the media. But Ridge shuts him down forcefully as well and says that's it, he's made his decision. And Ivy looks at Ridge and tells him that he's making a big mistake, and it's going to be one that he regrets. So I'm trying to wrap my head around how he's even going to let her talk to him like this. And then Steffy asks for some quiet time with her cousin at this point, and everyone clears the room. Now, after this, we see Ridge, Thomas, and Liam sitting around, and he asks them if there's something that he should know, but the guys go cold, they don't tell him anything. And following that, we see Ivy, and she says, she's ticked off, and she says it's just another thing that you took away from me when she's talking to Steffy. And Ivy says that she wants to hold her accountable, and Steffy says, you're not holding me accountable, this is just blackmail. But then Ivy notes that now Liam's defending her, so she realizes that her plan to show him the video has backfired, and he's still backing her, and that even ticks her off a little bit more. And she says that Steffy won't get away with it, and Ivy calls it justice for Allie, and Steffy is obviously not calling that. And at this point, she asks to see the video, and she looks at the video, and Ivy says, see, there's no rock there, and you attacked and killed your cousin, and it's murder. So the video, you can tell, has Steffy rocked, even though she knows what happens. Just the image that's seen, look, she knows it looks bad. And then we see Wyatt and talking to Quinn, and he says that Ivy lost out as the face of Forrester, but Wyatt says that Ivy isn't going to give up without a fight, and he hints that basically she's got something up her sleeve. And Quinn and Deacon figure out that at this point that they're now boyfriend and girlfriend, and he says that, and then they say that he'd better rein her in, and he begrudgingly says he's going to rein her in, but at one point he says to his mother, you know what, you shouldn't mess with Ivy. And this is the funniest part, because Quinn looks at Deacon, she says, does he even know who he's talking to? And in the greater scheme of things, does he? It's his mom. He knows. She's the last person you want to mess with. Ivy, on her worst day, couldn't even come close to Quinn. As a matter of fact, Ivy should go to Sheila Carter School, because she doesn't look like a villain. She looks more like a spoiled brat, the same way that Allie did when she came across the way she did. There's a difference between a villain, and there's a difference between a spoiled brat. And you don't go from Miss Goody Two Shoes one week to Lizzie Borden the next week without some sort of transition. So I think Ivy better sharpen her skills and stop throwing threats around. But Wyatt has been put on notice, and he tells his mom that basically she's been put on notice. After that, we see Thomas and Liam, and they agree that the video looks bad for Steffy, and they say that they have to do something to stop Ivy. Now, the last thing we see Ridge shows up, and he sees Steffy and Ivy together, and he assumes that they've hammered things out and that Steffy is going to be the face of Forster, but it's not quite the way he thinks, because Steffy turns around and tells her dad that actually she doesn't want to be the face of Forster, and he should give it to Ivy. Now Ridge is obviously stunned, and he asks for a reason why, and she says she's just got too much on her plate. And then when Ridge leaves, Ivy rubs it in by saying that Allie would be happy that Steffy didn't get her way. And she wonders, at this point, Steffy wonders if it's not just Allie that had the issues, that it's Ivy. And Ivy says that, you know what, at this point on, from this point on, I own you. So you better do what I say. And that's where we leave things off. So like I said, she's rattling her saber, but she looks more like a spoiled brat than a villain to me. Anyways, that's all she wrote for B&B Talk. It's Paul. Have a great day. I love your thoughts. And don't forget to follow us on social media.